Working in the tourism industry, the Easter weekend meant a busy few days.
The holiday marks the start of the season and the signs so far are good. In a moment we'll be live with Steve Hardy at a campsite on the Roseland peninsula. But first, this report from our business correspondent Seth Conway.
The region is on target for a good Easter break. This year it's not simply about the bank holidays. Visitors were queuing again today at the Milky Way Adventure Park in North Devon. Tourists here, it seems, haven't come for a flying visit. They're making a week of it.
Yesterday we were 85% up on the Monday, but of course it was pouring with rain. But the weekend would be over 50% up.
Which is incredible, isn't it?
Absolutely incredible, yeah. We're really thrilled to bits.
So why has the tourist season started so well compared to 12 months ago? Last year, the Easter bank holiday weekend fell right at the end of the school holidays. But this year, it's slap bang in the middle. And tourism providers say that that's encouraged more families to stay in the region and for longer.
So that one is 367.
Good morning, Farm Cottage Holidays.
61.
That's certainly the picture at one of the largest accommodation providers in the region. Bookings were still coming thick and fast this morning at its Bideford call centre. Almost all of the 1,500 properties on its books were occupied over the Easter weekend.
People are rediscovering the West Country. There's such a massive appeal for coming down here. The beach is always fantastic. It is such a lovely part of the world. Some people look back into their childhoods and want to come back down. And holiday cottages for us is one of the growth sectors in the market, and really they're booking out really well. And there's lots of still very good demand for those properties.
From Croy Beach to the Barbican in Plymouth, tourists were out in their thousands before the rain set in yesterday. Fears that the price of fuel and the state of the economy might put people off coming haven't rung true, although we won't know for a while if the amount spent per visitor has gone down.
Everybody puts an awful lot of weight behind Easter. It's a very important holiday. If you get a good Easter, it sets you off well for the season. And certainly it seems to be quite positive. I know Paignton Zoo and Living Coast and Newquay Zoo are very slightly up against last year's figures. The accommodation sector seems quite buoyant at the moment as well.
Not every attraction will have fared well, and not every hotel room would have been filled. But on the whole, the region's traditional holiday season will now begin with some significant momentum. Seth Conway for the West Country Tonight.
Well, one of the boom areas in tourism over the past few years has been camping, with it becoming trendy in some quarters.
So how are the campsites of the southwest looking? Well, Steve Hardy is at one in South Cornwall for us tonight.
Well, looking rather nice at the moment. I'm here at the Treloan camp on the Roseland. With me is Debs Walker, the owner. Debs, what kind of Easter have you had?
We've had a fantastic Easter. We were near enough full with lovely children and wonderful campers.
Some of the lovely children behind us?
Yeah, they're all here. Yeah, they're here helping me out today.
And it's not just Easter, but I believe for the rest of the year you're going to be doing well.
Yeah, Whit Week we're full, and for the 6-week summer holidays we're full already. We were full by January, so we've booked up quick.
What do you think's caused it? Why are we getting like a staycation now, more people staying here?
Well, I think most people are a holiday in Britain, and why not Cornwall, because it's such a beautiful place really, and you've got the Olympics on and the Queen Jubilee, and everyone's staying at home to sort of capture that atmosphere and hopefully come to a place like this. It's a great community and a great place to be.
You've had a bit of help though, haven't you? Because you featured on the Caroline Quentin Cornwall series earlier this year. That gave you a bit of a boost, didn't it?
Yeah, Caroline came to see me for a couple of days. Yes, it did. We will always be full at those times, but with her coming, usually we're not full at Easter, and I think that was down to the programme and all the programmes on Cornwall that's been on at the moment. It's just such a beautiful place to come and stay.
Well, it certainly is a beautiful place to stay here, because we're actually here on the Roseland Peninsula in Cornwall, in the south part of the county. And in the Gerrans Bay on the far side is Falmouth, and then you come to the on the other side into St Austell and Mevagissey. Well, people come from all over the country to this campsite, but not just from all over the country. With me now is a couple who've come all the way from Germany, Marina and Andreas. Marina, why all the way from Germany to here?
We came first last year, and then we liked it so much. Friends told us about it, and then we liked it so much. We liked the nature and the little footpath and everything. And most of all, the people here, especially in Treloan, they welcomed us like family, although we didn't know anybody when we first came here.
And plenty here for your son Lino to enjoy as well.
Yes, very much so. He loves to run around. He has made friends with all the other children here on the campsite. Everything is very easy and relaxed, and he likes it a lot. Feeding the animals in the morning when the bell rings, everything's just great for him.
Okay, we just quickly come to Andreas. You agree it's worth coming all the way here?
Absolutely. There's not such a lovely place in Germany. I think it's a very beautiful spot, warm-hearted people, and a great region to be here. And we enjoyed it last year, and so we said, why not come back this year? And we enjoy it as much as we did.
We just very quickly come to Stephen, Alison, Arthur. You've come not so far away. You've come from Truro. Just briefly tell us why give up the home comforts to come here.
Well, what a fabulous location, just on our doorstep pretty much. We can be here in just over 30 minutes. We don't use much time, we don't use much fuel. It's a wonderful place to stay. Our friends that run the campsite are superb people, and we have a fantastic time, and we come as much as we possibly can.
Okay, thanks very much indeed. Well, here, that's it, the picture here from the Treloan camp on the Roseland. As you can see, a group of happy campers.
Thank you, Steve. And for more on the bank holiday around the region and the rest of the day's news, then go to our New Look website. Just go to itv.com/westcountry for all the latest news, weather and sport.
An exhibition has opened to celebrate an almost forgotten industry in Devon. Hundreds of people used to be employed in the marble trade in Torquay, making anything from souvenirs to ornate interior cladding from local quarries.
Torquay Museum is now hoping its collection will revive national interest in the trade. Here's Richard Lawrence.
Mark Halliday is the 7th generation of his family to be running a marble works. Here he's capturing the inner beauty of a beach pebble that will form part of a decorative tabletop made entirely from stone found on Torquay's beaches.
Yeah, I think it's amazing that such a wide variety comes from such a small area. The marble industry was started making pebbles and souvenirs for the tourist industry, which taken off in Victorian times. And since then, it's flourished into the kitchen worktop industry, which you get today.
This goldfinch, made entirely from Torquay marble, was commissioned for Queen Victoria. Experts who've compiled material for the exhibition say they've found very few examples from the heyday when hundreds of people were employed in the factories that have long since gone.
There were many people who were producing these objects. There were artists producing wonderful objects, huge tables, small ornaments, big interiors, pillars, door frames, and all this kind of thing were being produced here locally in some of the local factories. Very busy industry and very important. These items are intrinsically very beautiful. They are made as works of art. They have what today you call bling. They have bright colours, they have bright textures, they have wonderful patterns. And they're objects which you see very seldom.
Perhaps the finest example of Torquay marble bling is Oldway Mansions in Paynton. Torbay is still regarded as the home of the marble industry, although most material is now imported. Small desktop decorations have become unviable, but the orders now come in from across the world for special pieces like this petrified wood table destined for Kuwait.
It's changed hugely from the 60s and 70s, making smokers' requisites and clocks, presentation pieces for Arabs, and now we do a lot of antique restoration and recreation and working with interior designers, making marble bathtubs and floors and fancy inlaid goods.
The tabletop Mark Halliday is working on features dozens of fossil shapes. It'll go to the museum and reflect not only 400 million years of Torbay's geological history, but the craftsmanship of an almost forgotten generation. Richard Lawrence for the West Country Tonight.
Let's get some sports news now, and it's been a busy weekend for all our local football teams. Here with the Bank Holiday Roundup is Chris Bittles.
Torquay took an early lead at Oxford when Rene Howe pounced on a poor back pass to score his 3rd goal in 4 games. But in the second half, the home side took control. They levelled when Ben Chapman scored direct from a corner, and they went ahead through Christian Montano's header. But the goals refused to give up. In the final seconds, Toa Etieno equalised with a bit of help from Oxford goalkeeper Ryan Clark. Plymouth Argyle have nearly completed the Great Escape. Alex McDonald's goal was enough to defeat Aldershot and lift the Pilgrims 8 points above the League 2 relegation zone. Romain Larieux produced a brilliant save to keep the lead intact as Argyle edged towards safety. Exeter City still look likely to drop out of League One, despite an impressive win against Leyton Orient. Jake Taylor's early opener set the tone. That goal was followed by a second-half brace from Liam Sercombe, as the Grecians maintained mathematical